This is where we hold them. This is where we fight. On these shields, boys!
There's a storm coming. There's a storm coming. Y'all need to get ready. Y'all need to get. Well, good morning, everybody. How's everybody doing on this fine Tuesday? Welcome back to the channel. All of my Shady folks, all those beaverines out there, all those basically just big basket of deplorables. Glad you guys are here. Look, if it is your first time here on the channel, I am Shady, and you have landed smack dab in the middle of the zone. I'm glad you're here. Now, why don't y'all do me a favor while I am adjusting some things here? Go grab yourself a cup of coffee, a glass of tea, whatever it is that you're drinking this early in the morning. And sorry about that. And come back over, get you a nice comfortable chair. Pull up, get your coffee or your tea. Yeah, that's a shameless promo right there, guys. Get you a nice hot cup of coffee, nice hot cup of tea, whatever you're drinking right now. Sit down, get comfortable, and let's chat, because I'm going to tell y'all something right now. I have been waiting. I have been chomping at the bit to come on here since Friday morning. And that debacle of a debate that we saw Thursday night. I'm not going to dwell on it very long. I'm not going to stay on it that long. What I am going to say is that was an embarrassment. I'm just going to say that since the debate, no matter who you thought won or lost, and it was obvious who won and who lost, there's a lot more going on than a lot of people want to talk about. There's a lot more going on than just Biden being a bumbling idiot, although that was the meat of the debate right there. That was the point that was made right there. That was what was made obvious to everybody, even the people that up until Thursday night had argued that, oh, Biden is great. Biden is he's wonderful. He's got all of his mental, facilities. He's good to go. No, that was an embarrassment, y'all. That was truly the worst thing that I have ever saw before in my life. And the thing about it wasn't just all those people that were watching. The entire world was watching. You can bet that Putin, Xi Jinping, Kim Jong-un, every little Ayatollah in the Middle East, every little terrorist organization's leaders, they were all watching that, and I can guarantee they were smiling ear to ear, watching the leader of the free world, as it is, debate Donald Trump. The military has went on the highest alert that it has been on since 9/11 after Thursday night. Now, I'm going to say this. Y'all can take it for what it's worth. The next 6 or 7 months, y'all, we need to keep our heads on a swivel like we've never done before. We need to keep our heads on a swivel. We need to keep our ears to the ground. We need to watch what's going on around us, because these people are like a pack of hyenas or a pack of wolves, and they see a weak member of the herd, they're going to attack it. Well, we came off as weak Thursday night. We came off with a weak leader, a leader whose mental facilities are completely shut down, that is gone. Let me look over here for just a second. I'm sorry, y'all, but I need to see what is going on. I need to see if I am indeed live. There it is right there. Hello. If it ever loads. I love technology. I wasn't really expecting a whole bunch of participants. I really wasn't expecting a whole lot of people in chat this morning simply because I had no idea what time to do this. I didn't want to announce it for a certain time and then somebody else be on. And I think there's one or two creators that are on right now. So if you guys are watching that, that's just fine. Catch the replay over here. I'm good that way. Yeah, I'm good that way. If you guys want to catch the replay, that's fine with me. But there was, like I said, I've been wanting to get on here and do this since Friday morning, but I had work, had life in general. I got a garden out back I'm trying to take care of right now. Little Miss Shadey, my daughter, is on her way here, uh, coming up for a visit, which we usually switch back and forth on Tuesdays. However, so this may be a little short. Um, if y'all hear the dogs going off and all that stuff, you'll know that they came in. They know what's going on when they get here, so we'll see. Anyway, I have decided that I am going to try my very, very best to do at least one of these in the morning, one day a week, constantly. Uh, I'm just trying to get a day set that I can do this, but I want to try to get some consistency going here with the channel. There hasn't been a whole lot of that here lately because like I said, life, family, things going on, new technology that I'm working with. Hey, Skate Music, how you doing? Good to see you. Thanks for stopping in. Um, but with everything going on, I haven't been able to get consistent with the videos, which is something that I am working on. And live streams are real easy to do. They're real easy to set up as long as the technology's working anyway. Um, they're not that difficult to set up. They're not that difficult to do. They're too easy. So I'm going to try to get at least one day a week to where I'm consistently on here. Right now, it's looking like that may be Tuesdays, like today. But anyway, we were talking about the debate. And like I said, I'm not going to dwell on it that long because there's all kinds of rumors and conspiracies. Blah, blah, blah. There's all kinds of rumors. I need more shady coffee. There's all kinds of rumors and conspiracies and things like that going on right now as to what the Democrats are going to do next. And there are a lot of people that are saying that, oh, they're going to replace Biden, they're going to do this, they're going to do that, and all these names are popping up. You've got Gavin Newsom out of California. They're saying that he's a viable, replacement. Um, who else was it? Gretchen Whitmer. Yeah, they're saying she might be a viable replacement. And then we get down to the heavy hitters. Big Mike, Michelle Obama. They're saying she may come out and she may step up to the plate. I don't think that is going to happen, y'all. I really just don't think that's going to happen. Michelle Obama, for all these years, it says she's just not interested in politics. She's saying she's just not interested in politics. She don't really want anything to do with it, and she's not going to be in the race. Mrs. Shadey has a theory about that, and she thinks she's lying through her teeth. She thinks that's all just a show because of one thing. And this is a girly thing, and I'm not trying to be sexist or anything. And this didn't come from me. Y'all, this came from Mrs. Shadey, but Mrs. Shadey says that once a woman starts improving her looks, starts losing weight, starts dressing better, starts doing this and that and the other, she's doing it for a reason. And she believes that with Michelle losing all the weight that she's lost here in the past, couple of years, and dressing the way she's dressing, and starting to do just a little bit of politics here and there, coming out making a statement here and there. Mrs. Shadey thinks that is why Michelle has done the things that she's done, is Michelle is actually going to jump into this. Now, me personally, I don't give a rip about Big Mike, don't really care. It will be a nice, big, huge surprise if Michelle does jump into this. I was talking to a friend of mine the other night that I have a lot of respect for, and I trust his opinion on a lot of things just because of his past and the things that he's done before. And he seriously believes that the casket is going to creep open, and Hillary Clinton is going to rise up out of that damn thing like a vampire, and she's going to jump back into it. From what some of the more sensible, the cooler-headed people have been saying, the Democrats, they don't have time. And Prepper Nation covered this the other morning. It's a valid point. Legally, all that money that Joe Biden has acquired for this campaign cannot legally transfer over to another candidate if Joe drops out. So, legally speaking, they don't have the funding. They don't have the time. I think it's 6 weeks before the Democratic convention, and they have to name their nominee. They don't really have the time to set somebody else up. And there's one other thing that I left out, one other possibility that I left out, and that was that Kamala Harris, the vice president of the United States, could actually invoke the 25th Amendment and have Joe removed from office. Therefore, she would step up and take his place. I don't think that's going to happen either, because the Democratic Party knows that Kamala Harris cannot beat Trump. Her approval ratings are lower than Biden's, and Biden's are pretty damn low. So there we have all that, y'all. So like I said, I'm not going to stay on this long. We're just going to have to wait and see what happens. But what I will say is I will recap what I said a while ago in case you missed it. The rest of the world right now sees us as weak. The rest of the world right now is looking at this poor, incompetent bastard that set up and debated Donald Trump the other night, and they are just I can see Putin now with a little bit of drool running down the side of his mouth, because it is exposed to the entire world exactly how bad Joe Biden really is. Prepping Artist, good morning. Thanks for stopping by. Rambo and Kelly are in the house. Good morning, everybody. So anyway, I'm not going to stay with it that long. You guys feel free to let me know what you think is going on, either in the chat or in the comments down below. Please let me know what you think is going to happen with this. It's like I said, we need to keep our heads on a swivel. We need to keep our ears to the ground, because these people were watching. It wasn't just us. The whole world was watching that debate the other night. The whole world now knows, everybody now knows exactly what Joe Biden's made of, and it ain't a whole lot. Moving on. All right. Yesterday, Steve Bannon reported to prison. All right. And let me get this out of the way. Let me say this right now. I do not think Steve Bannon deserves to be in prison in any shape, fashion, or form. I don't believe that Steve Bannon should have ever been charged with anything. However, yesterday morning, Steve Bannon reported to prison, and he made this great speech before he walked in and got locked up. And it was a good speech. But Steve Bannon is going to what the news said was a minimum security prison for 4 months. A minimum security prison, an FPC. And you're talking to you're hearing somebody that has a little experience in this, so y'all listen up. Steve Bannon is going to an FPC, a federal prison camp. All right, it is minimum security. Everybody's got this picture of Steve Bannon being all dressed in orange behind bars, with a plastic coffee mug. That's not the way a federal prison camp operates, y'all. Just to be honest with you. Federal prison camp is a minimum security institution, and that means it's basically an honor system kind of thing. Now, you can't leave, but you're not in a cell. All right. Most federal prison camps that I've ever seen have huge dorms. Okay. And you either sleep in the dorm or you get a dorm that has cubicles in it that house 1 to 2 people in each cubicle. You don't get your own TV, but you do get cable TV in communal viewing areas, TV rooms. All right. Mr. Bannon is going to get fed. He's going to have cable TV. He's going to have to work. They're going to have to assign him some kind of job. And knowing Bannon, he'll get some cushy job is doing some, just minor stuff. Federal prison camps actually have work release crews that they will send out into the community to do work, or they will send out in the community to talk to students at schools and things like that. If y'all remember that series, Scared Straight, all right, most of those guys in Scared Straight, most of those guys were minimum security inmates that were on TV trying to act like they were bad so they could scare kids into not going to prison. All right, this is where Steve Bannon is going. All right, it's I always said that if I ever did anything and they wanted to put me in a prison camp, in a federal prison camp, I could do that time standing on my head, holding my breath, and drinking a cup of coffee. That's like I said, I don't think the man should have been charged. I don't think the man should have been put in prison in the first place. However, that is what happened. And this is where Bannon is. I believe it's in Danbury, but I'm not sure. I can't really remember. All right, so there's that. And then we have was it yesterday? Yesterday, the Supreme Court came down with a ruling that ex-presidents have substantial protection from prosecution surrounding official acts as president. That puts the January the 6th case totally in limbo for Donald Trump. I mean, a resolution to this is very unlikely before the election. And whether or not the charges against Trump are even still valid afterwards. Trump's also planning on moving to overturn the New York conviction just because of this ruling. And yeah, the news media, the Democrats, the liberals, the communists are just beside themselves over this. And they're saying, of course, it's the end of democracy, because with these people, everything is the end of democracy. Biden was up. Biden was up way past his bedtime last night, doing a speech just railing against what the Supreme Court has done. Because you see what these people are doing. The Supreme Court made a decision for all presidents, every one of them, coming up in the future. Don't matter what party. They made this decision for all presidents. But what these people, the spin that they're trying to put on it is this was Donald Trump getting away with something. All right. This was not Donald Trump getting away with something. This was simply a Supreme Court ruling that blanketed the presidency of the United States of America. So, of course, now this, well, I'm saying now, but they've done this for quite a while. The Supreme Court is right leaning. The Supreme Court is this. The Supreme Court is that. We need to do away with the Supreme Court. You know, we need the whole 9 yards. These people have just went completely crazy. All right, and they try to spin this to where it is a bad thing because Trump got away with something. Trump, well, if he does, he does. And, you know, it doesn't really matter because I'll be honest with y'all, the lesser of two evils, I'm voting for the convicted felon no matter what. But anyway, thank you guys very much for stopping in. Appreciate y'all being here. Look, if you were busy, if there was something going on, catch the replay. That's all good. I wish I could have got this out. Wish I could have got it announced a little sooner and a little better. I just didn't know what to do. Look, y'all, it's one of the things that it's one of my basic rules. It's a tenet that I have is I don't try to step on other creators. All right, when they're doing a video, and it's not that I have the ego to think that, oh, I'm going to take away viewers from, you know, one of the bigger creators or one of the better creators. I don't have that frame of mind that I'm going to take away their viewers because honestly, y'all, a lot of these guys that are doing videos in the mornings, I like to watch them too. You'll see me in the chat. So it's not that. It's just I try to be a fair person. And yeah, well, you know how that goes. But I'm not trying to step on anybody's toes. I'm not trying to, it's for you guys. I don't want y'all to have to decide whether you want to watch me or you want to watch somebody else. I try to give everybody the option to do what they want to do. All right. And hey, ain't that what this country is all about? The option of doing what you want to do, the freedom to make a choice, the freedom of decision. And speaking of freedom, yeah, day after tomorrow, y'all, 4th of July, Independence Day here in this country. Unfortunately, I have to work. With my job, 4th of July is a big deal. It's a big day. We are closing early, so I will be off in time to do the barbecue thing and all that stuff with my family. But I'm going to be honest about something, y'all. This year is just, it's not the same. I mean, have you noticed that? I mean, do you feel the same way? This year is just not the same kind of vibe that you usually get from the 4th of July, from Independence Day. I don't feel very free these days. I feel like the government, the powers that be, are trying to take my freedoms little by little. And yes, I will celebrate the 4th of July. I will do that because I love my country. I am a patriot and I love my country. But I just don't feel the same that I felt in the past over the 4th of July. And I guess it's just the political environment, the environment of the world in general right now, the environment of this country. Good morning, Yankee. How are you doing this morning? Today is an anniversary for me. I've been in this little town in the San Juans for 21 years. Congratulations. Happy anniversary on that. Bama Jen, good morning. How are you doing? Good to see you. But it's like I'm saying, I don't know if it's it's just me or if this is a feeling that a lot of people have. But I look at some of the things that are going on in our country right now. Um, I look at all the protests that are going on the college campuses and in public. The pro Hamas, anti Israel stuff. I see that. I see all this division that politics have caused over the past few years. Um, and I just don't have the same feeling that I usually have about the 4th of July. I just don't have that same spirit, for lack of better words. I don't have that same spirit for the 4th of July. Um, Most people, 4th of July, Memorial Day, Veterans Day, things like that, those are just, hey, I got a paid holiday. I'm off today. I'm going to drink beer. I'm going to barbecue. And yeah, those are American traditions, and we do that. But most people, that's all they see it as. To me, Independence Day is the birthday of my country. It's the birthday of our independence. It's the birthday of our freedoms. And I just, it's tough for me this year. It is honestly tough for me to have that kind of pride, for lack of a better word, to have that kind of pride in what I see going on. Um, so I don't know. It's strange this year. It's weird this year. Yankee Watchdog. It does not feel like the fourth. You know, it. I can't even really put it into words, y'all. It just doesn't seem like the fourth. Because I'll be honest with you, the reason it doesn't seem like the fourth is because this doesn't seem like the same country. This is not the same country that it was. And there's a huge part of me, and y'all know this by listening to some of my videos and some of my lives and things like that. Y'all know this. I have always been a patriot. I have always celebrated this country. But with all the division, like I said, all the division and things that are going on, all the things that are going on our streets, in our schools, on our college campuses, in our workplaces, it just doesn't feel the same to me. Our country doesn't feel the same to me. And can we bring it back? The hopeful Shady, the optimistic Shady. And that's going to freak a lot of people that know me out because most people don't think I'm that damn optimistic. But the optimistic Shady wants to say, yes, we can turn this around, that we can be that nation again. I don't know. Y'all, I really don't know. There is this huge part of me that says that this country, this nation is just too far gone. Just we've stepped over the edge and we're free falling. And I hope I'm wrong. I really do. And I don't want to sound like a downer with that, but I just that's the way I feel right now. So can we bring it back? A lot of people say this country needs Jesus. I agree. This country needs Jesus. But God, the way I see it, the way I believe in Bama Jen, you can probably comment on this better than I do, better than I can. God, it appears, has turned his back on this country. And this country deserves every bit of it because we've done some things that go directly against him. If you remember correctly, and like I said, Bama Jin can probably explain this better than me. When Jesus Christ was hanging on the cross, there was a time when the sky grew dark and Jesus shouted out, my God, why have you forsaken me?" And the way I learned it in church, the way I learned it in my education in religion and in Christianity, the way I learned this was when Jesus said that God had turned his back on his only son because God cannot tolerate sin. And at that moment was when Jesus took on the sins of the world and God could not bear to watch his son. I believe it hurts me to say this. It pains me to say this, but I believe in my heart that God has actually turned his back on this country. He doesn't want anything to do with us because we haven't given him reason. We haven't given him reason to favor us in a long, long time. There she is. You are correct. Thank you, Bama Jen. I appreciate that. I was hoping that I was remembering my upbringing correctly, so thank you. My next question is, can we come back? Can we, through prayer, through repentance, can we come back and be in favor again? I honest to God think that it's going to be a real steep climb. It's going to be a real uphill battle. And I don't want to turn this into a sermon, but y'all tell me what y'all think. Leave it in the comments below if you're missing out on the chat. So look at here. I put up over on the community section of the channel. I put up some new. I reworked some of this stuff. All right, y'all see how this has a white handle on it and stuff. And if you like that, that's just fine. But to me, I ordered it as a sample, and it comes with this white stripe. The handle's white, the whole 9 yards. So I reworked this mug to where it's all black, and on the back side of it, it's got the Shadey zone, yada yada yada. That way, if you decide you would like to have my mug on your mug, it don't look like you got some kind of bromance going with me or something like that. You can actually it's actually advertising. I reworked that. I reworked a couple of other things, and they are on the community section. If you guys want to check them out, please feel free. If we are in the end times, meaning the events of Revelation 6, then no, there's no stopping what is coming. If we're not in the end times, then maybe. That is 100% the way I feel about it. Myself, Bama Jen, if it is not too late, if we are not in the end times, then we do have a chance. But there's a point of view that goes around that says America is the new Babylon. And if that is true, if this is the end times and we are the new Babylon, it's too late. There is a verse in the book of, I believe it is in the book of Revelation. I am not sure. But there is a verse that says that in the end times, there's going to be a great earthquake and the mountains will fall and the islands of the sea will fade away or disappear. And I had an old Baptist preacher one time told me that verse, that meant where Paul says, or whoever it was that wrote it, says the islands of the sea, that was prophetically talking about America. So I don't know. I do know this. I believe in my heart that in the end times, America will not play a role or that big of a role in what is going on. I believe in my heart that America will become a third world country, and that's where we will be in the end times. Well, good morning, Handy Prepper. How are you doing this morning? Fine Tuesday to you. Glad that you're here. Thanks for stopping by. Bama Jen. Yes, America is end time Babylon and will be destroyed by the 10 kings right before Christ's 1,000-year reign. Well, all I can say is I'm praying that I'm wrong. I really hope I'm wrong, but in my heart of hearts, I don't know. Y'all drop a comment down below though. Let me know what you think. Let me know what you think about good morning, Paradise. How are you doing? Good to see you, ma'am. Glad you're here. Y'all drop a comment down below. All right. Y'all remember something. The chat, it doesn't replay. So if you make a statement or if you make a comment and it's important and you want everybody to see it, everybody's not going to see it. The replay crowd is not going to see it. So drop it in the comments down below and let everybody know what you're thinking. I am actually starting to get used to this. I hope we didn't have any glitches in this live stream because the last couple have been just a little bit rough. They've been just a little bit wonky. They've been just a little bit strange. So hopefully this one went just a little bit better. We can always hope. Anyway, you guys, let me know what y'all think. You know, drop it down in the comments below. Don't forget them thumbs ups. I don't know any better way to say it than thumbs ups. Don't forget the thumbs ups. If you are new, if you somehow stumbled onto the replay, Grace Hill Granny, good morning. How are you doing? Hey, looking for shady coverage. Hi, here today. Hey, you are in the shady zone. Come on in. Come on in out of the heat. If you saw my allow me to introduce myself video from a long time ago, you'll understand what I'm saying by that. The shady zone is a place to come in out of the heat. But anyway, what I was saying, if you have somehow stumbled into this video on the replay crowd, please consider going up and clicking on the subscribe button, hitting the little bell notification. You know, drop me a comment down below, and a thumbs up would be nice. I appreciate every one of those. The channel is starting to grow a little bit, starting to get a little bit of a following. I think if I can get a little bit more consistent, like I was talking about earlier, then we're going to do all right. Look, I want you guys to have a safe and happy 4th. No matter how you celebrate it, all right, keep a sane head on you. If you're gonna partake of adult beverages, then do so in a responsible way. If you're messing around with fireworks, for God's sakes, let the adults in the room handle the fireworks. And I'm not just talking about those that are over 18, because there are some of those people that are over 18 that are truly not adults. But if you're going to do all that stuff, please do it in a safe manner, because I really want to see y'all back here. I can't even see this. I'm just going to click on it. I love the Shady Zone. Glad to be here. Hit that thumbs up. Thank you, Paradise. I appreciate that. And somebody made the comment here on one of my last couple of videos that I say that I appreciate things way too much. Well, damn, y'all. I appreciate y'all. I appreciate everything you do. I appreciate you being here. I cannot say the word appreciate enough. To you guys, to my subscribers, to my shady folks out there. Y'all mean a lot to me. And doing this means a lot to me. So thank you. I appreciate you. Look here, y'all. I'm going to cut this off because, like I said, I got Little Miss Shady coming up. Little Miss Shady's about to give me another grandbaby. Yeah, just saying. So when she comes up, it's kind of a big deal to me. So I'm just kind of waiting on them to get here. All right, y'all. I want y'all to do me a favor. Well, besides subscribing and liking and hitting the bell notification, do me a favor, y'all. Y'all stay safe. Take care of each other. God bless you. And y'all all stay shady.
This is where we hold them! This is where we fight! And these shields, boys!